Good evening and welcome to the January 7th of the Glenville Town Board, our organizational meeting. Please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. For the invocation tonight, I just ask that you take a moment of silence and offer your own intentions. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call roll.
Councilman Martin?
Here.
Councilman Pavani?
Here.
Councilman Rutherford?
Here.
Councilwoman Woodbowski? Here. Supervisor Pettsley?
Here. Good evening and welcome. It's glad to see such a good turnout for the meeting. We will get right into the state of the town and then go into the organizational meeting from there. When we get into the organizational meeting, we have a variety of resolutions. We'll take the resolutions up on consent according to their group, and we'll get into that when we get to that point in the meeting. And the final three resolutions will be taken up individually. After that, we will go to executive session and have a discussion on employee contract negotiation, and then we do not anticipate coming out for any further business. So you're all welcome to stay if you like, but I wouldn't suggest it because there will be no further business after we come out of executive session. So with that, we'll move right into the state of the town and then into the organizational meeting. Typically, I'd face the board and address the board, but I know you all know the state of the town very well. You helped write it, so I'd rather take the opportunity to address our residents tonight regarding this address. And again, I want to thank you all for coming. I know it's extremely cold out there, and it means a lot that people have taken such an interest in the town and coming out to hear some of our comments tonight. So I'll get right to it. Again, thank you for coming. The state of the town, titled Aligning Policy with Purpose, is a theme for tonight. Let me first start by wishing you all a Happy New Year, and on behalf of the board, extending to all of you the best wishes for a healthy and prosperous 2015. I also want to take a moment to thank the town board for their strong leadership this past year and acknowledge the great work of our outstanding staff here tonight. In these challenging times, it's your work, the work of our staff, in continuing to deliver the best services to our residents that makes all the difference. I and the board truly appreciate all that you do on behalf of the town. We also want to thank our volunteers, many of them here tonight. We in this town are blessed to have such a wealth of talent who all give so much to help make this town a better place to live. And we thank you for your dedication to our residents. New Year seems like an opportune time to take stock of what we've accomplished in the previous year and for us to look forward toward what is yet possible. This administration has always been focused on three items: a balanced and responsible economic development policy, strong and conservative fiscal responsibility, and delivering operational efficiency that allows us to protect services while still cutting costs. Over the years, we've done much to get the town's fiscal house in order. Step by step, we cut our fund balance dependency by over $800,000. That means safeguarding this town's savings account. We achieved a bond rating upgrade in recent years, and we cut our debt by $6 million. We lowered our non-mandated spending as well. We preserved all services to the residents, while through attrition, reduced personnel costs. We stayed true to the board's commitment of staying under the tax cap and while not employing any fiscal gimmicks or instituting any new fees, like creating a leaf pickup fee or a bulk pickup permit fee. These are all services you've always paid for in your general levy. We've also promised to focus efforts on a balanced and responsible economic development policy. Over the years, our long-term approach to that has paid off with the transformation of our town center and with the new businesses who now call Glenville home. Through the use of economic development tools like the Local Development Corporation and the READY Fund, which stands for Revitalization and Economic Development Initiative, we invested in our businesses and our commercial corridors and helped welcome new retail and manufacturing projects while protecting the integrity of our neighborhoods and the rural sections of our town. We've also successfully streamlined our approval process while maintaining the integrity of our obligation to give projects a complete review, thereby welcoming businesses while protecting our quality of life. By all measures, the past 5 years have been productive, and they've been focused on meeting the challenges presented to all municipalities seeking to survive in New York State. I'm proud to say that the state of our town is strong, our finances are sound, our commercial corridors continue to develop, and we continue to deliver a government that is efficient, lean, and effective for our residents. Looking ahead, however, challenges persist. Our revenue streams are not growing. In fact, some have fallen. And our costs continue to climb, shifting too much of the burden onto our homeowners. We know our challenges, and we know that we are the government closest to the people with the responsibility of delivering core services that residents have come to expect. Frankly, residents deserve for the taxes they pay. I believe that we are standing at a transformational time for our town. Actually, it's probably true for all towns and villages and cities across New York State, whether they know it or not. The model of the past cannot sustain the vision of the future. And the cost-cutting tools that we've employed to help us deliver services over the years are no longer sufficient to meet our needs going forward. That means we must change the way we operate. Now, these challenges were not created by our current employees. They were not created by the current elected officials. And they were not created by our residents. We have all arrived at this point through a unique set of circumstances that have occurred over many years. The challenges we face today were conceived by short-sightedness of the past, and they were cultivated by indifference. For too long, towns lacked a vision. They just ambled along with no forethought, no appetite for change. And that must end. We must acknowledge that a municipality's mission can no longer be taken for granted, that our typical way of doing business can no longer be accepted. Today, unlike previous years, I'm not going to provide a laundry list of specific actions for the new year. We have a strategic plan for that, and I encourage you to visit the website for that. It'll be adopted here tonight. Instead, I want to lay out 3 key initiatives and talk a little bit about how we bring forward a transformation that will secure our future as a quality community, as a place that we want to live and raise a family, a community where we can afford to live and raise a family. I hear from young families struggling to stay in the quality school districts we offer, as much as I hear from seniors struggling to stay in homes they built over 30 years ago. I hear from all walks of life, from areas across this town and village. Yet the message is the same. We cannot afford our taxes anymore. Although the town's tax levy is only 10% of the typical resident's annual liability, meaning we deliver our services, the ones most important to the residents, for just 10 cents on every annual dollar you pay. We still, however, have the obligation to keep those costs down. Today, it is important that we align our policy with our purpose. That means that we must ensure that all that we do and all that we plan is centered on one singular question. How do we provide the best, most cost-effective services to our residents? Too often we get caught up in asking the questions, how does this change impact me personally? We need to be asking, how does that change help achieve our purpose, our mission? Our mission as a town is clear. We deliver core services to our residents in the most efficient, cost-effective way possible. So let's look at the 3 core areas. And first, I'll start with operations. After I take a drink. First, on the operational standpoint, we must invest in our future. Now let's just pause a moment again and acknowledge that to deliver services, we need people. We have some of the best, most dedicated employees working for this town. I know that, the board knows that. We may not always agree, but we know their dedication and their commitment to our residents. And we know that the work that they do is what this town is all about. We support them and we appreciate their contribution. But we cannot talk about operations without talking about employee relations. Today, I again ask that our employees join us in helping effect this transformation. That they join us in reimagining how we can deliver services, and that they join us in ensuring that our purpose as a town is met. Again, they did not create the problem, but they can be part of the solution. In 2015, we will seek to redesign how we deliver services by exploring the possibility of upgrading our facilities that can cut our costs, that can achieve efficiencies, and that can help us to better deliver these services. This will mean we must reimagine what a town hall is. We must accept that our partners may not always be other municipalities, and that we need to focus on our comparable advantages while finding ways to share services. When we look around at our facilities, we notice that they are old and worn, and they're in need of major capital investments to keep them at a standard necessary to deliver services. We will explore the possibility of providing our residents with more efficient, state-of-the-art facilities to help meet the needs of the 21st century. We will also make the long-awaited investment in technology that will help support our efficiency goal, and finally give our employees the tools they need to do their job better. In short, we must implement technology and staff realignment to achieve greater efficiencies, thereby helping the town meet the growing challenge of delivering services to residents in a fiscal environment that no longer supports the old delivery model. We must stop doing business the way we always have and adopt new realities in order to meet our mission of serving the residents. We will continue to work with the county, the village, and the school districts, as well as surrounding towns, to find more ways to share our resources in a way that will enhance our services while cutting costs. Where municipalities are unwilling, we will seek public-private partnerships. I issue a challenge and an invitation to my counterparts in elected office across this county and in neighboring communities, regardless of which level of service they are in. We need to get together. Let's find a way to share more services. This is not a precursor to any one community's demise, as some fear. Instead, it's a path to our mutual survival and the best way to ensure our residents a long-term ability to afford services. We can preserve identity, we can preserve our character while working together towards common goals. And lastly, in this area, let me just say we will finally make the important investments in our parks that will help develop Melwick to its potential and develop the Anderson property to include a dog park and explore possible fitness-related enhancements. Ideally, we have a great opportunity to connect our parks from Anderson, which is on Van Buren Road right here, all the way to and through Indian Meadows on Drums Road. I envision a walking trail that finally connects our town shopping center district with our neighborhoods and our town parks. On the economic development front, we've seen significant growth over the years in our commercial corridor. This board has been committed to a responsible approach to economic development, one that balances the need of the town, or the needs of the town, to expand its tax base with the desire of our residents to preserve their quality of life. This, at times, has been challenging, but going forward, having a new unified plan to guide us will be critical. That's why we will finish our work of rewriting our comprehensive plan by the year end, to provide the town with an updated, all-encompassing plan that will ensure that we keep that important balance in place. Our focus over the years has been on town center. We have spent years investing in this corridor. We have helped recruit business and spent much of our effort on beautification. This year, we will finish the town center plan by working with the state to complete the sidewalk project, making our center more walkable. We hope in coming years to connect to the neighborhoods with the business sector and really encourage more walking in our town. We finally secured financial help in the redevelopment of our lighting project to bring an upgraded look into town center, to bring more safety and more light through our business community. This will be a crucial piece to what we've been missing in the past and will help ensure more shoppers visit our town stores. Obviously, the town center isn't our only commercial corridor, and now is the time to turn our attention elsewhere. The town has been dealt both an opportunity and a challenge with the casino being sited on our border. Clearly, the opportunity for redevelopment of this important Freeman's Bridge Gateway is important. This spring, working with the DEC, we will start the cleanup of the Kenco property that has caused significant contamination on Freeman's Bridge Road and has hindered our development efforts. This will help us move forward in marketing these vacant properties. Additionally, we must work with the state, county, and developers to help bring similar resources to Glenville as are provided to the city of Schenectady and the county. Each will get $4.1 million to deal with the impacts of the casino. Yet Glenville gets nothing and will have similar impacts to deal with as those, which include increased traffic, zoning concerns, and public safety challenges. At the very least, if the casino is truly a game changer, as has been touted, then now is the time to revisit how the county shares its sales tax with the municipalities. Already, Glenville does not realize its fair share of success that we've experienced in our economic development efforts because the county does not share its sales tax revenue fairly. This places undue burden on all of our town's taxpayers, and in fact, all municipal taxpayers across the county. Freeman's Bridge Road isn't the only commercial corridor with challenges and opportunities that will be presented by the casino. Much of the traffic from Amsterdam, for example, and points west will travel along Route 5, impacting the corridor. This gives us greater opportunity to help redevelop many of the properties on Route 5 and return that business gateway to its former glory. We made great strides forward recently with the Wolf Hollow Brewery announcing plans to relocate there, and we're excited to see that happen. We'll also continue the important work of redeveloping our business and technology park that has been seeing new business invest nearly $20 million and attract 500 new jobs last year alone. This effort will flow from the new comprehensive plan I spoke about, but it will also include beautification efforts and increased marketing focus. This past year, we made significant progress working with Congressman Tonko and Metroplex in securing federal money to help clean up the GSA property in that park. This property has vexed the town for 50 years, and we now finally have the opportunity to see it redeveloped. Lastly, the time has come for the town to begin the important work of investing in our infrastructure. This past year, we received a grant from New York State to study the practicality of running sewers up Route 50 from our town center to our town line. This project is critical to bring much-needed sewers to our residents in the north end of town, but it's also important to help redevelop a commercial corridor that is struggling due to the lack of needed infrastructure there. Also important is that we protect our clean water. Last year, the Wellhead Protection Committee provided the town board with a list of suggested actions needed to protect our drinking water supply. We all recall how dangerously close our wells came to contamination during Lee and Irene. This year, the board will continue that important work that we already started to secure our water source. And lastly, I want to talk about finance. We must all accept and address the fiscal stress ahead. Let me restate, our finances are healthy and our town is strong. However, the financial model going forward is unsustainable. In short, our costs, as I mentioned, continue to rise and our revenues stagnate. That is a long-term recipe for a disaster, and we need to recognize that now. And we need to guard against that threat for the future. To that end, this board will remain committed to its responsible fiscal policy that got us here. A strong fund balance will be protected, an upgraded credit rating to help lower our debt costs, and a lower tax increase than we've seen in the previous 4 years. To meet future challenges, we will continue to cut our dependency on that fund balance to fund operational expenses. We will create a 5-year capital improvement plan, and we will follow it. and we will create a designated fund for infrastructure improvements in our commercial corridors. This will do for our infrastructure projects what the ready fund did for economic development efforts. It will provide an important catalyst for positive change. And I would be remiss, especially with so many of them here in the room, if I did not mention the need to settle our contracts with our 3 unions, which is long overdue. Our employees deserve a fair contract. Our residents deserve an affordable fund. We need to come together and find agreements soon. Lastly, let me reaffirm the board's desire not to break the tax cap. This overriding principle is not because we believe that the state was correct to institute a tax cap while failing to protect local taxpayers against mandates and state-imposed spending. Rather, we believe in the spirit of the fiscal prerogative to keep spending down, to protect the homeowner against more taxes, and to do all we can to deliver an affordable service to our residents. Over the past 5 years, we've seen great progress in dealing with difficult challenges, and I know that the board and our employees and our volunteers and our residents are all part of that. But going forward, we need to fundamentally change our structure. I refuse to accept the paradigm that we either cut services or we break the tax cap. Those who believe that those 2 false options are the only ones before us are not worthy to serve in public office. We can meet our challenges. We can affect change. We can protect services while lowering costs. We can align our policy with our purpose, and we can transform ourselves into a better version. We just need the fortitude to recognize solutions, we need the will to implement them, and we need to work together. I have proudly served this town for 7 years now, 5 with this board, and I'm proud of this board and the members who all here wish they come to work and they wish to accomplish much for our residents. And they've never forgotten that we are here for a short period of time to do good things and to be in service to each other. We stand here together, all of us, at a transformational time in our history. And that can be scary for some people. I understand that. But if we join together in service, if we join together in a commitment to our purpose, and if we desire to work together for the betterment of our residents, while never forgetting that we are a town worthy of great things, then this can be the most exciting chapter yet. We are a town of great assets, of parks and schools and neighborhoods. But most importantly, we are a town of extraordinary people with great potential. Yes, the state of our town is very strong and our future is bright. I look forward to the exciting year ahead and working with each one of you. Thank you all for coming out to save the town. Thank you very much. We'll head through the agenda fairly quickly. As I mentioned, we'll entertain a motion to go to executive session. And after the executive session, don't anticipate any further business going forward. Before we begin with the resolutions, I'd like to just make the following supervisor announcements. Our deputy supervisor, again, will serve James McFarland. Our Commissioner of Public Works, again, will be Tom Capola. And our department liaisons will remain the same as they have been with Councilman Ramatar, Parks, Seniors and Administration, Councilman Wazowski, and then just doing not all of them, but Highway and Public Works, Councilman Martin, Economic Development, and Councilman Pipavani, Police and Public Safety. And thank you all for serving in those roles. Now what I'll do is take a motion to take up the first set of resolutions, which are labeled A for administration, 1 through 7. We'll take those on consent. Do I have a motion? So, is there a second?
Second.
Moved in second. So, resolutions 1 through 7, which is for administration, will be taken on consent. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll for the motion to take on consent.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pipavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramatar?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wazowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. So now we will take up the resolutions. I'll take a motion for A, 1 through 7. Do I have a motion? We're going to take it, we just did the motion.
So moved.
Okay, you got the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. So this is for resolutions 1 through 7. Any discussion? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski? Yes. Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolutions passed. Next group is Group O for operational, and they are resolutions 8 through 16. Do I have a motion to take on consent?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski? Yes. Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes, so we will now take resolutions 8 through 16 on consent. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski? Yes. Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution is passed. Next resolution, Group CC, which is for committees and commissions. Resolutions 17 through 29, motion to take on consent. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski? Yes. Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes, so we will now take up resolutions 17 through 29 on consent. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? I'd just like to pause here one moment and thank all of the volunteers of all the committees and commissions for all the work you do over the years. You do a lot of important work for this town, and I appreciate it, and I know the board members appreciate it as well.
I want to join in that.
Yeah, someone- All right, so we have the motion moved, and no other comments. Please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski? Yes. Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next set of resolutions, CA contracts and agreements, resolutions 30 through 43. Do I have a motion to take on consent?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski? Yes. Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes, so we will now take up resolution 30 through 43 on consent. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski? Yes. Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. We take up resolution 44, resolution authorizing the town board to include its executive officers under workers' comp. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this resolution? Again, this is just a resolution that moves the executive officers of the town of Glenville as defined as elected or appointed employees of the town to be included in the New York State Insurance Fund. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski? Yes. Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 45, the resolution adopting the 2015 strategic plan. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Again, just for point of discussion, this is the 2015 strategic plan. This is something we've done as a board for 5 years now. You'll notice this plan is a lot lighter than past plans. It's only 2 pages. It doesn't mean there's less content there. It just means there's more focus. And I think that's the important thing for 2015 is there's a lot of focus on a few big things this year. Those are, I think, the important things. This will be on the website tomorrow. It'll be emailed out for anyone who gets the news and announcements, and there'll be copies through the clerk's office if anyone's interested in receiving copies. I would go through it again. A lot of it was in the state of the town, but basically there's a lot here regarding technology, implementation, economic development, and pursue a new municipal center project. Those are the big ones for 2015. Any other comments on it? I also want to thank the board for all their work, the department heads, the staff for all their input into this. Since Thanksgiving forward, we've been working on this, and everybody, and the committee chairs, everybody has inputted into it. So thank you for all that. Seeing no other comments, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski.
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley.
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 46, reappointing Lauren Elmers to a position of planning department intern. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, this is appointing Lauren Elmers again. She was a planning intern we had on board starting in 2014. She's continuing in that role at a rate of $10 per hour. And I have to say, her work has been excellent. She's been a big help to Kevin and Mike in the planning office and instrumental in advancing the comprehensive plan as far as it's gotten, and will continue to do so through adoption in the coming year, I hope. So I'm very pleased that she's staying on with us.
She's doing an excellent job. I agree. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Ketchum?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. That's the last resolution. Let me just say, for the town board to deliver the state of the town and execute 46 resolutions in less than 35 minutes, that's efficiency in government. We're working, yeah. We're going to entertain a motion to go to executive session. We'll go in this room. You're free to stay, but we don't anticipate doing any further business afterwards. So a motion for executive session?
I'll move it.
Second? Second. Moved in second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Executive session. Thank you.
You know what, I want to say thank you guys for your support on the program.
Absolutely.
And I said,